Well,
Cody, what did we just watch?
I don't know. My desk is going up for some reason.
I was going to say, I'm like, Cody is slowly going down or the desk is going up. What is happening?
So welcome to the North Shore 9 Postgame Show. I'm Cody. That's Ryan. A rare occurrence, a Cody and Ryan late night affair.
Yeah, this is not an afternoons with Ryan and Cody. What was that game? What did we just watch?
We usually have more fun on these, I feel, even when they lose. But the Pirates, I had jokes ready. I was going to say, oh, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Denver Broncos 16-13. The Pirates just lost in immaculate fashion to the worst team in baseball, 17-16 on a walk-off home run by Brenton Doyle, I believe it was.
Yes.
Someone who I'm very high on. I like Brenton Doyle. I should have saw it coming, but I thought this was in the bag, Ryan.
Dude, Santana gives up 5 runs in that 9th inning. We haven't seen that from Santana in his Pirates career. So Cody and I are watching this, getting ready for the show. And of course, Cody, you're like, I don't know, 30 seconds ahead of me for some reason. And, Cody's just like, are you serious? And I'm like, uh-oh. And he's like, it's 16-15. I'm like, okay. And then, like, not very long after that, you're just like, Cody just loses it. And he's like, he just walked it off. And I'm like, I didn't even see it yet. And I'm just like, no way. Like, Cody's got to be screwing with me. And then I see Doyle's home run. I don't know how to recap this game. Like I said, I have a whole litany of ridiculous stats from this game. This was, I'm pretty sure, Cody, also, go figure, it's me and you. This was the longest 9-inning Pirate game of the season at 3 hours and 37 minutes. It was almost the longest game all season, even extra innings affair. But there was one, I think it was the 3rd game of the year in Miami, went 3 hours and 42 minutes. So a very long 9-inning game. But yeah, the Pirates just blew a 9-0 lead. How are you?
The one positive is that, Ryan, you made money on Fanduel with your pick of the week, your pick of the day, Ryan's Lock.
I did.
Thank you to our newest sponsor, Fanduel, for that one. Yeah, just a really absurd game, right? Just absurd. You start out swinging with the 9 innings or 9 runs in the first inning. Just an incredible start. I was like, this is going to be awesome. I'm sitting back. I'm like, we still have our pitching. You get rid of 2 guys, Bednar and Falter, that, it is what it is. I'm over it at this point. You still had guys in the bullpen that are capable of getting through this, right? And I thought 9 runs, we got this in the bag. We got this. I believe Oneil Cruz hit his 2nd career grand slam. Andrew McCutchen, well, according to Jim, that they got that stat wrong. He does not go into 5th.
He's moving up lists.
He's moving up the lists, but he's not
tied. I think John Olerud for most hits, or whatever.
RBIs. It was RBIs.
Well, RBIs. That was the Pirates' top 10.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying
Honus Wagner
tied,
on the list.
Yeah, he tied John Olerud though in like total hits. So
okay.
Wherever he's at.
But yeah, the Pirates put that out, and they forgot to put Honus Wagner on that list, which is insane. But
whoops. It makes sense for this kind of night. But look, like games at Coors Field they get weird. So like, but this, like, I've never seen anything like this. How do you go up 9-0 and lose the game? And, we talk about my bet, the over 5.5 for the Rockies. Pirates go up 9, and I'm thinking, okay, like, not at this point, you just got to hold on because the Rockies are going to score some runs. Andrew Heaney hasn't been good on the road this year. And you're like, just, they're up 9, you just throw strikes and get outs. And Heaney, everybody gave up runs. He gave up 4. Harrington comes in and completely just lights, throws some gas on the fire. He gives up 6. Dude, the only pitcher that pitched for the Pirates tonight that didn't give up runs in Coors Field was Kyle Nicholas.
Of all people.
And he went 2 scoreless innings. He looked fantastic.
He only gave up 1 hit, struck out 2. I mean, pretty efficient, only 26 pitches, 13 pitches per inning.
I said, I don't know where to start with this one, Cody. I mean, should we start in the first inning? Should we start at the end? I mean, that was an absolutely stupid, dumb, absurd game. What happened to the humidor? Like, Colorado still uses the humidor, right? Like, it's still a thing, right? This
No.
ballpark, it's wild.
We got a super chat here. Thank you, Griff Dudding. Do the Pirates broadcasters need to walk from Denver back to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, was that Jim Rooker, I think, that had said that?
I think so, yeah. And he did it from Philly to Pittsburgh.
Oh, my God. Well, they're in Colorado the next 2 games, but I mean, you can't blow a game like that. You're up 9-0, and they added on. It wasn't just like, they scored 9 runs in the first inning. The first thing I thought was like, why that better be enough because Lord knows we'll just go down in order the rest of the game. But they added on 7 more runs, Cody. This was a 5-run score.
It was a 5-run ninth. It was 16-6 at one point. And when was that? Later in the game, too. And I'm like, we got this.
Dude, Santana gave up 5 runs.
Yeah, Santana just imploded.
Here, they were up 9-0, 12-4, and 15-6, and still lost. And what did I say when we were sitting on here in the 9th, Cody? Where's David Bednar?
Giving up runs for the Yankees. That's where he's at. He's in Miami.
They didn't know how to pitch him. He was pitching in the 7th inning. You can't do that to Bednar.
You're not wrong, but also Lone Depot Park has been a house of horrors for David Bednar as well. But yeah, Ryan, let's get into it. First inning, I'm just going to go with the scoring plays because there's so many. Right. Brian Reynolds singled and brought in Spencer Horwitz. Then you have the bases loaded for Oneil Cruz, gets his 2nd career grand slam. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa singles and scores Tommy Pham. And then to cap it off, Andrew McCutchen hits his 11th home run of the season. And at that point, we've already said it. We felt pretty good. And then in the bottom of the first, Colorado scores, Jordan Beck scores, and Heaney today. They were insinuating on the broadcast that Heaney might get like DFA'd or something. That he thinks it might be over because he didn't go and take a shower after his start. Just like the fact that he was out there in his uniform, I didn't know that was uncommon, but I also am not used to seeing the starting pitcher on my television screen after they've been taken out of the game. So I guess that's a thing, which whatever. I don't really care. You should have traded him anyway. But where was I again? Yeah, they came out and
bottom of the first.
Heaney, bottom of the first. Like I said, Heaney, not great. We already went through that. Warming Bernabel hits a home run, his 3rd of the season.
Good old Warming.
These are good old Warming. And then we hop over to the 4th. Spencer Horwitz. He grounds out to the first baseman, scores Tommy Pham. Andrew McCutchen gets another RBI, which Andrew McCutchen, offensively tonight, great game. He had 5 RBIs on 3 hits, a walk, struck out once, which was kind of weird. I think that was the at bat where he swung at one in the dirt. And like for Kutch to swing at one in the dirt is kind of crazy because he has the best vision in baseball, in my opinion. But that happened. So that should have been the indicator, Ryan. When Andrew McCutchen's swinging at balls in the dirt. Something crazy's going on.
Oh, this game was drunk, Cody. Like I'm drinking a Guinness.
Yeah.
But this game was completely drunk.
I thought about getting an icy light for this one, but maybe I should have.
I don't know. I don't like I said I don't even know what you take away from this game besides like look, the Pirates came in. Look, the deadline happened yesterday. We moved on. The sun came up today. It was a new day. I don't know what's happening with my camera right now. It was a new day. All right, we moved past, but the Pirates have been playing well. Like they just came off of a sweep of the Giants on the road. There was that off day that always kind of, you never know if you're playing well going into the off day. Maybe they come out flat. They come right out and score 9 runs, and you're thinking, hey, maybe Ben Harrington just needed to get rid of Bednar to get this to get these bats moving, and they just couldn't get outs. They couldn't throw strikes. Like Harrington comes in and wasn't throwing strikes, and they just, I mean, it was like they were trying to hang on at late in this game. Now they're still, like you said, they were still up 4 runs going into the 9th. They were up 6 runs in the 8th, and they still blow it. And look, the pitching's been great this year. The bullpen's been really like elite. So like stuff like this will tend to happen in the season. It just hasn't really happened to the Pirates, and it happened in just a stupid, ridiculously absurd fashion tonight.
And I see Lisa here says, it must be the altitude. And I get it. That's, you're playing in Colorado. You're going to have to deal with that. That's why a lot of pitchers, if they, spend their whole career in Colorado, they don't have a good ERA. That's why everybody was so excited whenever we was that a signing or a trade when we got Justin Lawrence. Everybody was excited, even though his ERA was awful, but it's because
it's like, get him out of Coors.
Right, get him out of Coors, and he'll be pretty good. And he was good for us until, unfortunately, he got injured this year. But it wasn't even like long fly balls. It was like just batters getting the bat on the ball and hitting it in a gap. Like it was hard hit ground balls for both teams, right? Both
the Pirates, like that first inning, I mean, obviously you had the grand slam and the home run by Kutch, but like they were just slapping the ball kind of all over the place.
Yeah, like this wasn't a home run fest or anything of that nature. Like it was just hard hit ground balls everywhere into gaps. So like you said, this game was drunk, man.
Yeah, it was just a long game. And you never think you're going to lose it when you're up 9-0, 12-4, 16-5. I mean, it's just like, you know what? And my wife, so she came home from work. I'm like, oh, the Pirates are up 9-0 in the first inning. She, her classic line, they'll blow it.
Right.
They did. I laughed at her. They did. They blew it. Like people are on here saying this is a terrible loss. It is a bad loss, but the season's bad. So like, does it really mean anything in the course, in the long, like the bigger picture here, Cody? Does this really mean much? Like it was just a stupid, like I just have to laugh at this game.
Yeah.
You had 18 hits, you had 16 runs, and you somehow lost.
Offensively, this game was a success, right? It does make me question some things, but again, you got to incorporate the fact that they are in Colorado, they are at Coors Field. But I don't know that I love what I'm seeing out of Harrington. This is a guy who, and I saw somebody mention it, I think, on Twitter, that he is ranked higher than most of the guys that we just acquired, at least organizationally. Like Harrington has been a top 100 prospect by Baseball America, I think most of the season. And he is playing not like a top 100 prospect, especially when he comes up here. Now, don't get me wrong. Like we've seen things change in the past. Look at Mitch Keller, Exhibit A, of guys who take some time to get used to the majors. But yeah, this was kind of just like a highlight of how bad things could be, now post-Bednar, post this awful trade deadline. And I don't want to keep looming on the trade deadline, but the trade deadline showed a lot of things about this front office and how this team is handled. But
yeah, and look,
if we want to go ahead.
Well, I did want to talk. Let's talk about Harrington because you brought him up. And look, the pitching. We know about all this pitching depth.
Yeah.
Ashcraft's come up and looked good. Bubba's still wasting down in AAA. I don't know what's going on there. Majinski's in the bullpen. He one of them's going to go back and start now because they traded Falter. Harrington, we saw him earlier this year. He wasn't good. He hasn't been good in AAA, Cody. He's had like a 5.4 something ERA in AAA. This is why, you can't rely on all this pitching depth, because every time he's up here, I don't get this, like, I don't get to see him in the minors or anything. I haven't seen him pitch live or anything before when I see him come up, like he's not throwing strikes. And then when he is throwing strikes, they're belt high and they're getting dinged all over the park. So he came in when the Pirates are up, 12-4 or whatever it was. Yeah. And he gave up 6 runs in the outing. And, so you can second guess who should have been in there and everything. I was, when the Nicholas came in, I was like, well, Nicholas in Coors Field sounds like a bad idea. And he pitched great. And then I liked Don Kelly just kind of going to Santana in the 9th, even with a 4-run lead, because you're like, he's not even screwing around here. He's not even trying to save Santana. He's just going right with Santana here with a 4-run lead. Forget the save. We just want to win this game. And he gives up 5. Like, it was just, it almost seemed like they were going to lose no matter what you do. But yeah, Harrington, and this is why the pitch, whether he's not ready yet or he's just doesn't have it, from what we've seen here in the majors, it doesn't look promising to start. But he just keeps getting hit around and he's not throwing enough strikes. So that's why with all this pitching depth, you just can't always rely on it.
Right. And like, I don't want to rag on Harrington because I do think I think he could be something. He could be a bottom of the rotation pitcher. But I want to defend the decision to put him in the game as well by Don Kelly. Not that I think Don Kelly was phenomenal in this game or anything.
Because what else are you going to pitch?
What are you going to do? Yeah. When else are you going to pitch this guy who has struggled in the majors? This is the perfect spot for him to come in, and if he makes a mistake, it doesn't really matter that much. You're up by however many runs. This is where you want to see him. Okay, let's show us what you got.
Right.
He didn't show you much, but at the time, you're like, well, it didn't hurt, But in the end, it ended up hurting because,
right, you're not expecting to lose that game,
right?
It's
like you're not expecting to lose. That's the best spot possible to get this guy's feet wet again. After the last time he was up here, he did not pitch well, except when he got that 4-inning save. I believe that was him that got the 4-inning save. That was great. But other than that, he hasn't been great. He raises his ERA now to 15.58. Yeah, just not great for Harrington. I think, give him some time. He could be a guy similar, or he could take a path similar to Mitch Keller. But yeah, just tough outing for the kid. Moving forward, we already talked about Nicholas. Yohan Ramirez comes in. He gave up 2 runs, 3 hits, a home run, and then Santana. Santana's the guy that's supposed to be one of the possible heir apparents to David Bednar, right? The guy that's going to be your closer. And obviously not in a super high leverage situation here. He comes in with a 4-run lead. You're not looking to get the save. But if this is supposed to be your shutdown guy and he's not shutting it down, what are we doing here, Ryan?
Like, it's so tough because, like I said, he's been nails all year, and he's Mr. Efficiency. he just tonight didn't have it. And nobody really had it, like we talked about, besides Cal Nicholas. But yeah, it's look, you trade Bednar and Ferguson, and you call up, Nicholas and Harrington, and and I guess Ashcraft or Majinski is going to get. They don't have a plan yet. We don't know who's starting yet. Somebody is going to start Monday. It's
right.
Whatever. So go figure. The Pirates don't have a plan already in place for the guy you traded yesterday that had team control and was pitching well. But whatever. I digress. So like, I'm not going to kill Santana for this spot here. It's just, again, this happens to pitchers, especially sometimes in Coors Field. You're not expecting them to give up 5 in just a ridiculous game like this one was, but it happened. So I'm not going to kill him, but you are going to have to figure out the back end of that bullpen, because it was Bednar and Santana. Bednar pretty much still was the closer. Now he's gone, and you don't have Ferguson to kind of, pitch before Santana. So is it going to be Ramirez? Is it going to be Baraki? Is it going to be, Nicholas, if he's pitching well like he did tonight? I just can't believe Nicholas didn't give up any runs in Coors. Everybody else did. But yeah, like that's what I mean. You're going to have to figure out the back end of this bullpen, for this season, and then moving forward to next year, because you traded Bednar, who was your guy. And I like I said, I think Santana could be a closer and be fine in that role. Wasn't tonight, obviously, but I think I think he can be. But you need an 8th inning guy. You need a 7th inning guy. And who's that gonna be at this point? So yeah, it was ugly, man. This game. I got stats if you want me to start them, bringing them up.
Go for it.
All right. So this is from Opta Stats here on Twitter. The Pirates are the second team. This is going back to the first inning. The Pirates are the second team in MLB history to have a first inning with 9 runs, 10 hits, a grand slam, and a 3-run home run. The only other team to do that was the Cincinnati Reds in a 30-12 game in 1893, Cody. The last time that happened was 1893, and the Reds won that game against the Louisville Cardinals. Or I'm sorry, not Cardinals, Colonels. And the Pirates lose this game. So there you go. So now when that happens in a first inning, teams in MLB history are 1-1, thanks to the Pirates. And then we got to talk about Joey Bart, right?
Yeah, that's just one of the weirdest
stat lines ever in history. So what's he end up? He actually goes 0 for 1.
He goes 0 for 1. He only registers 1 actual at bat in the game, because he was plunked 4 times, or he was plunked once and walked 4 times.
Yeah. So
the last Pittsburgh Pirates catcher to do that, one of my all-time favorites, Ryan Domit in 2007, I believe.
Mother. Yeah. So Jim Rosati tweeted out here, and this is him. So source him with this. Joey Bart is the 23rd person in MLB history to walk 4 times and get hit by a pitch in the same game, and he was the first to do it since Bryce Harper in 2016. So there you go.
Wow. I don't know. Did you read this yet? We got a super chat from our friend Cyrus. This game scared me for life, pain, absolute pain, or scarred me for life, pain, absolute pain. Not even mad, just pure gut-wrenching disappointment. Game was a microcosm of this franchise.
It really is. That's a good way to sum it up. So you did it perfectly in that super chat, because again, the season's lost. Like this, but it was, the Pirates are playing well. They were, and they seem to be, like, this is a win. They're playing the worst team in baseball, and they're up 9-0. They're up 15-6. So like, it looked good, and you want to see them play well.
Yeah.
And but like, the season's lost, so it's kind of like you kind of chuckle, and boy, this was a game that just like I need a shower after this game, Cody. I might shower before I go to bed.
Dude, I felt good. I felt so good about this game. I wasn't even worried when it got to 16-10. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, it was like, just get out. Just get out. Like,
right.
You're just fighting like mathematics at that point.
So trying to think.
And Joey Bart, let's talk about his last at bat. Almost gets
my God.
again. I thought he did, and you did. You did the same.
I texted into our group chat. I was like, he got hit. He got hit. I was so excited.
It really looked like he got hit. It looked like it hit the bat or something, but it looked like he got hit. And then it's like, okay, he didn't.
Right.
But yeah, just because that would have been MLB history, like the first time that's ever happened. But yeah, he finishes 0 for 1. What a night.
Yeah. So I'll bring this up. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do some visuals here since it's such a bad game. I did this with Jim did this with me one time. Let's see if we have some fun with it this time. Bring up a little bit of baseball savant. So this was Dennis Santana. These are all the pitches that had results tonight. He had 1 strikeout down here. I want to talk about the Brenton Doyle home run. That's this one right here. It's thrown inside. I don't know about you, Ryan. I think is that a good pitch? I kind of think it's a good pitch.
I was gonna say I don't think it's a bad pitch. Like
that's what I didn't remember where watching the game. I didn't remember where it landed in the zone. I thought it was this one, but that's the other home run to Hunter Goodman that he gave up. That one, that should always be taken yard because you're missing your spot. Obviously, you're wanting that pitch to go a little more out here, and it stays in the zone. That deserved to be put in the Rocky Mountains, So,
right. And it was.
But
I don't think the pitch at the end was that bad of a pitch.
Right. I needed to see it for myself. And just kudos to Brenton Doyle being clutch.
Things funneled from there. Mark over here says #raise it. Guys, does Mark know? Does Mark know?
Does he know?
Because he just tweeted, he just messaged us #raise it. He might have just turned it off when it was 16-5. I don't know. And tuned in and was like, let me win some sandwiches. Yeah, right, that's what I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that the people, I was all ready to give out sandwiches, Cody.
We had the right overlay up. We had the it has in the corner there, tells everybody, hey, comment #raise it for your sandwiches. I had it up there.
You know who else I feel bad for?
Who?
The beat writers.
Oh,
because
they
Noah Hiles, they had this story written in the second inning.
They had it written in the second inning. All they had to do was update the score, update the stats, press send.
Yep.
They could go out and have some brews in the Rocky Mountains, have some Coors.
And even with a 4-run lead in the 9th, like you don't even have to be like, oh, maybe this. No, it's just delete. I don't even know where you start with this game story, but yeah, that's I feel bad. I feel bad for Noah and the beat writers because
Noah, Colin,
that's a tough one.
Noah, Colin, Alex,
it's
Kevin
tough.
Gorman, all those guys. Just rough.
I feel you guys. But yeah, it was just, of course you and I, Cody, are on the longest 9-inning game of the season.
And we're never on night games either.
Right.
I think that's the
thing. I usually am on the West Coast games, but I mean, this is a West Coast game.
I'm usually at work on a Friday night. I'm usually at work on a Friday night. I took off because I'm going to SummerSlam tomorrow and the next day, but I figured, hey, I took a night off. I'm not doing anything, just making sure I'm ready for the weekend. I'll help out with a post game. It should be fine. It can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Little did you know. Yeah, I won't be signing up for too many more night Coors games. I don't know. Bum Trickster over here with the super chat. He says relegate the Pirates. Hey, I'm a soccer slappy, so I'm all for promotion relegation coming into sports.
They were promoting, was that the Riverhounds or was it the Riveters that they were promoting on the broadcast? They have a game tomorrow. I'll check it out at 7:30 on S&P before the Pirates game, I guess, or after.
Yeah, the Pirates would have been relegated so many years ago. We might have been in single A ball if relegation was a thing.
If relegation was a thing, the Washington Wild Things would be our major league ball club.
Probably. Something, or we wouldn't have a team.
they've had some pretty good seasons the last decade. So
I don't know about that, but all right.
Didn't they win the
says
championship recently?
I have no idea, Cody.
You pay attention to your local ball teams, Ryan.
Bum Trickster says the Riveters season is over. So there you
go. Over before it started. But yeah, I mean, Pirates lose 17-16 to the Rockies somehow, some way.
Can we talk about? I know it kind of gets lost in this just mess of a game, but Cruz's outfield assist, his a ridiculous throw to get the guy trying to go for a triple. I don't even remember who that was. Who was it? Was it Doyle? It might have been Doyle.
Maybe. But shades of who was that? Jose Guen? Is that who everybody was talking about? I wasn't born when that play happened. So
the shades of Clement. I mean, I know he was in center, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. I think it said 234 feet he threw that, and just it kind of reminded me like that the play that a couple weeks ago that it was to home and Davis literally caught it and just bang tagged them. Yeah. Like it was just in the perfect spot. Like you didn't even you didn't even have to move your glove. You're just boom, you're there and you're on the tag. He had an error in the first inning, which led to that first Rockies run, like 5 hours ago. And but he comes back and makes up for it in the second inning and just guns that runner down because that run would have scored because they got to hit the next play. Right. So that's Cruz in center field. Like he's gonna, you kind of, he does great things like that, but then he makes an error too, in the first inning. So it's kind of a give or take, I guess. But with Cruz, I was thinking the same thing when Tyler brought it up after the All-Star break. The home run derby and him being there and everything, it seemed like he has come out in the second half with like a little momentum.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know if like being there at the All-Star game or, maybe he got some advice from some guys there or whatever, but it just seemed like he came in with like a renewed momentum in this season. And he's been playing well. Like he's hitting.
Right.
And he's, he had the error, but he makes up for it with that ridiculous throw. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And like, I don't really want to call the All-Star game, All-Star weekend, like a wake-up call. I feel like that's, lack of a better term. But I think that showed him like, oh, this is pretty cool. It's cool to be on this big stage. It's, I'm not always here because I play for the Pirates, but if I play well enough, I could be put on this stage every year. And maybe that's his motivation now. Maybe that's what Don Kelly put in his locker. Just the 2026 All-Star Game logo. Play for that. Get there.
Something.
And you know what? It might work. He looked like he was having the time of his life. I was very happy for Oneil Cruz at the home run derby. He was smiling the whole time. He was having a good time.
Yeah, he was
being competitive. Like he was very competitive in that home run derby. I don't think he expected to lose.
Right. But Tony, I think it helped him. I think the experience helped him. And I'm not going to go die on a hill and go into this big long, this changed ONeal Cruz forever. It's just the observation, but I think it has helped him. And he's played, with some momentum. It's given him some momentum in the second half. And
yeah, like I said, my observation is that I think he saw how cool it was. And he may have told himself, I'm going to make sure I'm here every year. So maybe that's the case. That'd be awesome for us Pirate fans. But until then, until 2026, we have nothing to look forward to. We have this team to watch. Another 5-game winning streak down the tube.
Hey, you start a new one tomorrow, right? It's baseball. There's another game tomorrow. Skeens is pitching tomorrow.
Keep it going.
Speaking of, our show being presented by, Fanduel and everything, the Pirates are minus 200 favorite tomorrow, which is absurd because we're facing another. We didn't even talk about it. Santana, he just came in that first inning and just, dude, he had a 6 something ERA coming into this game. Yeah. He was allowing hitters were hitting 349 off of him. literally when he's pitching, Tony Guen is hitting. Like that's like how this guy was pitching. And tomorrow they're facing Austin Gomber against, he's going up against Skeens. Gomber has like a 6 ERA. So like this Rocky stat, it's just, I get it. They're in Coors, but I mean, there's just some bad pitchers. So the Pirates are minus 200 tomorrow on Fanduel. I don't think we'll see that kind of favorite for the Pirates again.
No. Oh, we got another super chat, a big one. Michael B. All kidding aside, this loss is really a microcosm of the Pirates season after season. As a lifelong fan, it's heartbreaking knowing there's literally no hope because the owner doesn't care. Michael B., thank you for your super chat. That's awesome. We appreciate you.
And I hear you, Michael, because it's true. It's, people were – you have a cheap and incompetent owner who employs an incompetent GM. It's not a good mix. It's not a good mix, guys.
Yeah, it's not fun. Not fun for us. But anyway, like you said, Ryan, there's another one tomorrow, Paul Skeens Day. Hopefully his ERA doesn't inflate to over 3 runs. I'd like for it to stay under 2 for as long as possible.
This would be, speaking of Ryan's lock, I might be looking at his strikeout total because Skeens is he's gonna want to strike some people out tomorrow. Like after watching this game, you're not gonna want to walk guys and then give up some hits and home runs. So, hopefully he's gonna be striking people out tomorrow. Because this is Coors is just a whole different ballgame. Weird start time tomorrow too, 3:10. So
that's why. Okay, that's why they're showing the River Hands at 7:30.
River Hands.
Well, all right, folks. Thank you for joining us. It's a great therapy session for us to all gather here and let out our frustrations, our disbelief today. But we thank you all for watching, and thank you so much for your super chats. That we really appreciate that.
100%. You guys are crazy with us to stay up this late, and I mean it's 12:30 here and on the East Coast, so to stay up with us. And Matt says here, like the video, appreciate that, Matt, as always. And just I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. Just laugh.
Let's do it all over again tomorrow, Ryan.
A wild game.
All right, folks. Thank you for joining us. I don't think we have anything else. So, two of us doofuses will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube. If you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.